Ahlan wa sahlan. In this video we're going to talk about how to express the idea of wanting in Arabic dialects. In formal Arabic we can express this idea using a conjugated verb. One verb that's often used is yurid, present tense, third person singular conjugation for huwa. Huwa yurid, ana urid, anta turid, etc., using the prefix-suffix combinations that we've encountered in our other work on present tense verbs. However, the ways in which this idea of wanting is expressed is one of the things that varies most from dialect to dialect. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to focus on how to express this same idea in Levantine and Egyptian Arabic. In Levantine, we actually use a suffix attached to a stem. The stem here is bid. And you'll notice that in this chart of suffixes, the suffixes are virtually identical to the possessive suffixes that we've also learned in other contexts. Ismi, ismik, ismak. So if I want to express the idea of wanting, if I want to say, for example, I want tea, I could say biddi shay. I want tea. Or she wants tea, I could say bidha shay. We want tea, the both of us. Bidna shay. And as with other real verbs, you might say, we don't need to use a pronoun at the beginning. I don't need to say ana biddi shay because this ya tells my interlocutor beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm talking about myself. In Egyptian, the story is a little bit different. In Egyptian, it makes sense to think of describing the subject using an adjective. Someone is wanting. I am wanting. You are wanting. He is wanting. And we use the stem ayis, or sometimes you'll also hear awaz, depending on who's talking and what neighborhood they're from, perhaps. So we want to describe someone or something, the wanter, using adjectives, as we've learned. So if I were going to describe myself, I would say ana ayis, as a grammatically masculine entity. Ayis. But if I were describing a woman who wants something, I would say ayiza, right? I would add a ta marbuta so that we have that feminine adjectival agreement. So if I wanted to say she wants tea, for example, I could say hiya ayiza shay. Or if we both wanted tea, ihna ayizin shay, using that sound plural, right? That regular plural form that you've encountered elsewhere. We're probably not going to see the waw noon variation because that's strictly formal Arabic. In Egyptian, it's a little more common to hear a pronoun depending on the context, since we might not always know who's being referred to, right? If I say ayiza, I could be talking to an enti, I could be talking to a hiya, right? It might not be entirely clear. So if I want to say she wants tea, I could say hiya ayiza shay.